this Morpheus effing scanner, and it's not sanitized. Oh, wrong way. Okay, obviously it's a 1.gif. It's not actually a GIF file. All right, so I know it's actually a hostile attempt. It's not someone accidentally misconfiguring their server who's trying to probe my server. Stranger things have happened. So what I had, actually, this is where it starts getting me even more questionable. Do you actually really want to see what's further on this server? You can actually load up Tor, find the links. You don't actually want to use a real web server, because what happens is there's all kinds of nasty exploits sitting there. But okay, Apache 2051, that's kind of old. Is this actually the attacker? No, probably not. If this actually was an open directory and we saw, like, Microsoft Office 2007.iso, chances are this isn't num and pop. If we go to the actual website, it's all blurred out, so hopefully no one will be able to see exactly what it is. It's an actual website, had a nice little front page. It said, oh, we're doing this wonderful service for people. And I was like, I really don't think this is actually some type of person trying to attack me. I think it's probably either a third-party computer or someone trying to compromise me. However, looking upon the IP address, I found it was hosted in the United States. If you ever want to do a takedown, United States people are the most cooperative. That's not saying much. Again, tallest midget. If you're trying to take something down in Russia, good luck. If you're trying to take something down in China, again, good luck. This is what I wrote up. Takedowns are a wonderful exercise in social engineering. I was like, oh, geez, I would really like to actually start doing this and actually, try to do the good neighbor on the internet thing. So I created my own little third-party entity. I called it Hemic Labs. Started my own little website, put all kinds of cute little things up, and now I'm an official security researcher, aren't I? So I wrote this wonderful little letter to the hosting company. Dear sir, or to whom it may concern, Hemic Lab, an independent security research group, has found tools being used to attack systems stored on a website you host. You're receiving this message because you are listed in the contact section of the NetBlock's Who Is information. In order to get this actually address I was sending it in, I actually didn't go over this. I did a Who Is on the IP address, and it will give you an abuse email address. This is who you want to email. You include the URLs that are hosting the malicious code. And I did find a second malicious URL, which I'm not going to talk about because it had all kinds of other nastiness in there, which I'm still trying to repress. Anyway, they were both .gif files, so I said, these tools are PHP files despite the .gif extension. The website you host seems to have compromised by a third party and using it to probe systems. If you're responsible for the security of IP, please take it down. And you put caps, so you really want to get this across. Your prompt attention is vital to limit the possible number of victims, and they usually understand that that's important. Pardon? They probably just still delete it most of the time. A lot of the times you do find where they just delete it and like, I'm all set. And yeah, a lot of the time, well, you run into 3 or 4 different responses. I don't know exactly what occurred here, but a little while later, it was 404. So I'm all set. Whether or not they deleted that file and then just sent the user on their merry little way, I don't know. Is there an actual exploit somewhere in the site? Yeah, probably. I don't know if they fixed it. A lot of the times you'll see a wonderful little thing where your server is not responding anymore. Or you'll see this website has been suspended. Please contact if you're the owner, please contact support. So this is actually a good thing. Sometimes you have to send out repeated emails to the people. Sometimes you have to include more caps locks. Sometimes you have to get involved with the upstream network provider saying, you have this ISP and he's doing evil, nasty, ugly things, and he's not responding to me. And a lot of times with level 3, I know a couple of people who know people in level 3, and they can make the phone call to the person paying the bill saying, if you want your network connection still up, you need to fix this. Because they are somewhat cooperative. So now that we have all this stuff, where do we go from here? These are ideas that I have absolutely no time to implement, so have fun. I would really like to have a little embedded box so I can put on my parents' DSL connection, reporting into a central server, have their own little mini honeypot set up, because Lord knows mom isn't using her DMZ for anything. And actually have it distributed across there. Have something where it's more or less turnkey, and just have something where if you have Aunt Edna in Fargo, North Dakota, saying, please, Aunt Edna, I'd really love you to plug this box on your internet connection and just turn it on and it'll be all set and it'll report into, well, you won't tell her it'll report into my server, but you'll see this wonderful little thing on your prelude saying, you now have this client sitting in this, Fargo, North Dakota IP, and you can get very good geographically distributed information that is on many different networks, so you can get a really good idea of what actually is going on the global interwebs. Another thing is that a nice little way of, if you're running a honeypot, set up a Prelude server someplace and have people feeding their IDMEF packets into your Prelude server, so you can get a good idea there too. Real-time intelligent gathering system to know what's probing what. We have all this information. Let's go try to make some type of list of, okay, these are the naughty IPs. Let's go find out what exactly they're doing and try to take them down. I mean, they're good ideas, but who knows? I don't have time to do them. I don't know use. Some links. Honey.org, nepenthes.mwcollect.org. Nepenthes and Honeytrap are made by the same group of people. Prelude IDS and SCAT will be released sometime next week when I actually have a breather after this conference. Stankdog, N-Theory, and the rest of the DDP who are sitting right there. Binrev.com forum, Boston 2600, and I guess I didn't save that. Quine, Beaker, and everyone else from Beansec. And Scott, who's my inspiration, and he's just a wonderful kind of person, and he has a beer or something, I don't know. So, questions? Yes. Come up to the mic, I think everyone's been asking that. Wow, I actually did get under an hour.
2 questions. Have you seen that ISP? Oh. Okay, there we go. Have you seen that ISPs don't want to cut off paying customers, and so they just kind of ignore you because of that?
Yes, that's exactly what you're saying. They're like, oh, it's a paying customer. We don't want to disconnect him. We tried to contact him, but he isn't answering his phone. He's in his, Tahiti beach house enjoying his Web 2.0 funds.
And then for the other question, for your first idea, would a plugin for the open source Linksys software work so that your little Linksys router is running as a honeypot?
Linksys router is actually more or less what I was picturing, but I'm not sure. I think they were trying to port Nepenthes over to UClib before all that. How much time do I have left? Oh, good. Trying to do it for a Linksys box, but I don't think they actually got as far as they wanted to. I'm sure there are some brilliant minds in here that actually do that for them. Another person there?
Yeah, in terms of the snort log analysis, how does the smooth wall snort analysis compare with something, say, like Prelude?
I don't know. I've never used smooth wall. Find out. Tell me.
Well, it's fantastic.
I've heard good things about it. I've never actually used it in practice, though. I'm actually curious as to whether or not SmoothWall will have an IDMEF plugin. If they have that, they can feed already, normalized reports over to Prelude, which I'm sure will happily accept them.
I was going to ask a question that the previous guy asked about using a Linksys box as an IDS box. It sounds like a good idea. I have no idea if
if you can put Prelude LML, it supports a variety of log formats. So they may have something for SmoothWall already in there. There's in their definitions, they have somewhere in the range of 20 to 30 files, just in some things that I've never even heard of before.
And then another question, how much trouble, if any, have you had with people accusing you of being a spammer for giving them these automated warnings?
No, I've never actually gotten stuff from the people I'm contacting. I did get a report from my ISP because I found this actually really isn't related to this. I found a bug in a software program. I sent it to the person. He patched it. He thanked me in his, daily, a new version is out. Please download it. And thanks to Mayhemic Labs for finding this. And they gave me a link to their website. I then got a report from my ISP saying, someone reported you as advertising and spam. What? No, it's not me. No. Look at the actual message. Come on. My ISP isn't the best thing in the world. Well, do we have somebody else? Oh, geez.
Hi. Oh,
Hi.
I'm sorry. The links, are these going to be available on your webpage? Did you mention what your webpage is?
Actually, yeah, I have my contact information. I thought I had that after that.
No,
blackratchet.org, blackratchet.org, and my Twitter name is in Izmir.
I missed the links page. Was that PersianKittens.net or
PersianKitty.com? I have no idea what it actually redirects you. Go there at your own risk.
I'm on the wrong page. Thank you.
All right, so I think we'll go over here next. Do we have some?
I was just going to ask, do you know of any sources for things like statistics about average time to resolution after an infection or a source of attack has been reported to a hosting company?
No, have no idea, and it can vary so much from company to company. Who knows? I actually had to talk with my honeypot. I got repeated SQL Slammer attempts. That is the #1 thing you'll be seeing on your Snorter for running on honeypot, SQL Slammer requests. Like, I literally get about 20 to 30 per day. I got something from the Ford Corporation. Sent an email, no response. Called them up, said, you have SQL Slammer. That's not us. It's your IP. I don't care if it's UDP. It's a SQL Slammer. They don't spoof IPs. But they eventually got rid of it. And actually, when I started actually looking at the IP, it was a VPN account. Okay, I guess they don't consider that their problem. Over there?
Yes, earlier you showed that letter, and you said it made a big impact. I think that will make that even more of an impact. Is you send it in the language of the country that is hosting the
Yeah,
ISP
I'm only
you've got to
I don't
contact.
speak any other language, so I don't know how to translate it.
Then you find a translator and you get them to translate, because that's the only way you're going to really get effect from those guys.
I'm sure if I really wanted to, I could take to my wife and she could translate it into Portuguese, but not really too many Portuguese IPs I'm running into. Go ahead.
Since obviously we can't run a botnet, is there anybody that is putting together any sort of central clearinghouse to organize honeypots in any way so that they can all report to a central place?
There is the HoneyNet project. I forgot what their website is. They're more of a research perspective. I'm not sure how they're actually going to take to a bunch of crazy hacker dudes coming out and saying, hey, we want to run honeypots. A lot of times you'll see high interaction honeypots from them. They actually have this wonderful little bootable CD called Honeywall, which will has that SBEC in there, which will transfer stuff to your console and will run a vulnerable computer. I completely forgot to put that link in anyway. But I'm not sure if there's anything like that for end user connections.
So basically, we're just working on individual responses.
Working on individual responses. I don't know I can't say how long do I have. Was that 0 or? I gotta stop. Okay, if anyone has any questions, I'll be out in the hallway. Alcohol accepted. Thank you.